Stitches. Today I'm going to show you how I made this adorable strawberry shaped plush bag. I started by making a pattern shape that seemed to vaguely read as a strawberry. However, do not copy this first shape. We'll find out later that this is very wrong. We'll use this pattern to cut out 4 pieces on the fold of this red corduroy that I've had since high school. It was actually my mom's at one point before then. A little bit ago, my serger stopped working, and I opened it up and cleaned it out and tightened a few screws, and it's running now, but the stitches are not pretty, so I'm gonna have to get this serviced after lockdown ends. But I do still want to give all my pieces a quick serge anyway. To construct the bag, we'll sew the pieces together in pairs, stitching down halfway around the edge. Then we'll open the pairs out as if they're one pattern piece, and then pin and stitch these together. This time we'll stitch all the way around, just leaving a space for the zipper. The seams should meet like this at the top and bottom of our strawberry. While stitching, also be careful not to catch any of the fabric that isn't meant to be caught. And here we have a sad, tragic little bell pepper instead of our desired strawberry. So let's try this whole process over again, but with a slightly tweaked pattern. Now we have a finished bag body that reads as well, a strawberry. From some scrap fabric that's a nice stretchy knit, I cut a decent sized rectangle for our inner pouch where we'll store a wallet and keys and other things you keep in purses. And then lastly, we'll need fabric for the strap and the leaves. I don't have any green fabric, but I do have these mint jeans that stopped fitting me, so we'll use that instead. They're also pretty worn and wouldn't have lasted much longer anyway, so it's time to upcycle them. The first thing I did was pick out the zipper because I just wanted to save it. It's so cute and little. Next, we'll cut the jeans into the pieces that we need. Now these are not quite green enough for our cherry red strawberry. Like, if I was using a bubblegum pink fabric to make this bag, then this color would be fine. But this fabric is just way too blue for pairing it with the red. So to correct this issue, we'll use some yellow dye to get more of a pure green color. Now we have some bright apple green to pair with our bright cherry red. The strap is just a long rectangle that's folded in half and then turned out. And the leaves are just some pointy leaf shapes that are paired up and self-lined. Once the straps and leaves are constructed, it's time to stitch them down to the top. This is the hardest and most frustrating part of the process because of how finicky it is, but we'll just go slow and you'll be okay. Leaves go on over the strap, pin them all in place before you start sewing because just trust me, it helps to keep them evenly spaced. Now all the sewing that's left to do is to install the inner pouch and the zipper. And you could just make a well-fitted lining and make this into a soft purse, but I want a really structured plush strawberry, so we're going to add a healthy dose of stuffing. I decided to install the zipper itself first, so I wouldn't be messing with the size of the hole when I already have a bunch of stuffing pouring out everywhere. Note that doing it in this order means that you are probably going to have to hand stitch in the inner pouch because it isn't going to fit under the machine. The The stuffing I'm using is made from fabric scraps that are too small for other projects, so that I just cut them up into little bits with the rotary cutter. There's also lots of thread and serger fluff, that sort of thing. It just gives these little bits a function so that I'm not constantly tossing usable textiles, and it also saves me a little bit of money because I don't have to buy polyfill for projects like this. Polyfill will obviously give you a much softer, squishier bag, but I don't really want a soft, squishy bag. I want a good, firm, hard strawberry. Oh, that sounds wrong. Now that the straw is stuffed, the last thing to do is add the pocket. A rectangle gets folded in half and sewn along the narrow sides. The opening at the top should just be big enough for the zipper, but with a stretchy fabric, it has a bit more wiggle room. Another little thing that will make this just so much easier is to iron down the seam allowance to keep it out of the way and provide a clear stitching line. Then we'll unzip that strawberry and we're gonna hollow out a spot to just kind of shove in the pouch that we just made. This is where our items are going to sit inside the bag, so make sure that you're getting roughly in the middle of the widest part of the strawberry. Now it's time to pin everything in place and settle in for some hand stitching. I'm attaching the lining to the zipper itself so that my second seam isn't visible on the outside of the bag. You want to be careful to make sure the fabric is far enough back from the teeth of the zipper so that the pole doesn't get caught when you try to open and close it. You'll know the installation was successful if you can open and close the zipper with ease. And that's it! Here it is with all of my items in it. It doesn't fit a lot, but it's enough to hold the essentials. My phone, my wallet, and my keys. I usually don't carry much more than that anyway. I'll admit that it does look cuter without anything in it, but it's still an incredibly cute purse, and catch me at the next Lolita meet sporting this gem. That's all for today's video. I hope everybody has a good day. I hope everybody makes something new while they're stuck in this quarantine nightmare, and I will see you all next time. Bye!